The style revolution. Every woman over 50 needs to know. Stop right there if you think your most stylish days are behind you, because you've hit the half-century mark. I'm about to shatter everything you've been told about aging and fashion, and by the end of this video, you'll realize that the fashion industry has been lying to you for decades. Here's what nobody tells you about being a woman over 50 in America. You don't need to choose between comfort and style. You don't need painful heels to command respect. And you certainly don't need to dress like your grandmother, just because society expects you to fade into the background. My name is Sarah, and at 53, I've never felt more confident in my skin or more excited about getting dressed every morning. But it wasn't always this way. 3 years ago, I was that woman standing in her closet every morning, frustrated and defeated, wondering when everything stopped fitting right and when I started feeling invisible. I had fallen into the trap that catches so many of us, believing that reaching 50 meant accepting frumpy clothes, sensible shoes that looked like orthopedic nightmares, and giving up on looking attractive or feeling sexy. Then something happened that changed everything. I was at my daughter's college graduation, wearing what I thought was an appropriate outfit, a shapeless blazer, uncomfortable low heels that were killing my feet, and a midi skirt that made me look like I was trying too hard to be younger while simultaneously aging me 10 years. I caught a glimpse of myself in a store window and didn't recognize the woman staring back at me. That's when I realized I had been dressing for everyone else's expectations of what a 50-something woman should look like, rather than dressing for myself. The truth is, we've been conditioned to believe that once we hit 50, we need to start dressing defensively, hiding our bodies, minimizing our presence, and apologizing for taking up space. But here's what I discovered through months of research, experimentation, and honestly, a lot of trial and error. The most elegant, confident, and stylish women I know over 50 have one thing in common. They've learned to dress for comfort without sacrificing sophistication. And they've discovered that the secret to looking polished has nothing to do with suffering in heels. Today, I'm sharing the 6 game-changing style discoveries that completely transformed not just how I dress, but how I feel about myself. These aren't just fashion tips. They're confidence boosters, comfort enhancers, and age-defying secrets that work specifically for our bodies, our lifestyles, and our newfound wisdom about what truly matters. The foundation of fearless style: understanding your new fashion rules. Before we dive into the specific pieces that will revolutionize your wardrobe, let's talk about something crucial that happens when you cross that 50 threshold. Your relationship with fashion fundamentally changes. And that's a beautiful thing. You're no longer dressing to impress anyone or to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. You're dressing for yourself, for your comfort, for your joy, and for the confidence that comes from knowing exactly who you are. This shift in perspective is incredibly liberating, but it can also feel overwhelming if you've spent decades following fashion rules that were created by and for much younger women. The fashion industry has largely ignored women over 50, treating us as if we become invisible the moment we qualify for AARP membership. But here's the revolutionary truth. We have more spending power, more self-awareness, and more confidence than we've ever had. And it's time our wardrobes reflected that reality. I remember talking to my friend Margaret, who's 57 and recently went through a divorce after 25 years of marriage. She told me she felt like she was starting over in every aspect of her life, including how she dressed. For years, she had dressed conservatively to please her ex-husband, who had very specific ideas about how a wife should present herself. When she found herself single again, she realized she had no idea what her style was. Sound familiar? Margaret's story isn't unique. So many of us have spent our adult lives dressing according to external expectations, what's appropriate for our profession, what our partners prefer, and what society deems suitable for mothers, wives, and women of a certain age. But now we have the opportunity to discover or rediscover our authentic style. And that journey starts with understanding that comfort and elegance aren't mutually exclusive. The loafer revolution, reclaiming classic sophistication. Let's start with a shoe that has been criminally underestimated in its power to transform your entire presence, the loafer. Now, before you roll your eyes and think about those clunky masculine shoes your father wore to the office in the 80s, I want you to completely reset your understanding of what a modern loafer can do for your style and your confidence. The loafer has undergone a complete renaissance in recent years, and designers have finally recognized what smart women have known all along. We want shoes that make us look sophisticated, without requiring us to hobble around like we're participating in some sort of fashion torture ritual. Today's loafers come in luxurious materials like buttery soft leather, rich suede, and even metallic finishes that catch the light beautifully. What makes loafers particularly perfect for women over 50 is their inherent confidence. There's something about the structured shape and the substantial sole that makes you stand taller and walk with more purpose. Unlike delicate ballet flats that can sometimes make you feel diminished, or sneakers that can look too casual for many occasions, loafers strike that perfect balance between comfort and authority. I discovered the true power of a great loafer during what I now call my grocery store epiphany. I had been wearing the same old running shoes for errands, feeling increasingly frumpy and invisible. One Saturday, I decided to wear my new burgundy leather loafers with a pair of straight-leg dark jeans, a crisp white button-down, and a lightweight cardigan. Nothing revolutionary, right? But the difference in how I felt and how others responded to me was remarkable. The cashier complimented my shoes. A stranger in the produce section asked where I got my cardigan, and most importantly, I caught myself standing straighter and moving with more confidence. The versatility of loafers is truly extraordinary. With midi skirts and opaque tights, they create a look that's both professional and approachable, perfect for those of us who want to maintain our authority in the workplace while embracing comfort. The key is choosing loafers with interesting details, a bit of chain hardware, subtle stitching, or rich textures that add visual interest without being flashy. For women dealing with foot issues that become more common as we age, bunions, plantar fasciitis, or simply feet that are more sensitive after decades of wearing restrictive shoes, loafers offer blessed relief without sacrificing style. The wider toe box accommodates foot changes, while the substantial sole provides support that delicate shoes simply can't match. When selecting loafers, invest in quality. A well-made pair will last for years and improve with age, developing a beautiful patina that speaks to your good taste and practical wisdom. Look for leather-lined interiors, cushioned insoles, and construction that allows for resoling. Yes, they'll cost more initially, but when you calculate the cost per wear over several years, they become an incredibly smart investment. The elegant legging evolution, redefining comfort wear. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, leggings. I can practically hear some of you groaning, thinking about those shiny, see-through disasters that should never leave the house, or the yoga pants that have somehow become the uniform of suburban resignation. But I'm here to introduce you to an entirely different category of leggings that will change how you think about comfortable dressing forever. The elegant legging is a sophisticated garment that bears little resemblance to its athletic cousins. Made from high-quality ponte knits, thick cotton blends, or luxurious modal fabrics, these leggings have the structure and opacity of proper trousers while providing the comfort we crave. They're not meant to showcase every curve or cling desperately to your legs. Instead, they create a smooth, streamlined silhouette that's incredibly flattering for our changing bodies. Here's what I wish someone had told me about leggings when I first started experimenting with them. The magic isn't in the leggings themselves, but in how you style them. The old rules about covering your bottom. When wearing leggings aren't about modesty, they're about creating proportional, sophisticated looks that work for grown women with grown-up lives. I learned this lesson the hard way when I attended my book club meeting wearing cheap leggings with a too-short sweater. I felt self-conscious the entire evening, constantly tugging at my top and wishing I had chosen something else. The next week, I wore high-quality leggings with a beautiful tunic-length cashmere sweater, knee-high boots, and a statement necklace. The difference was night and day. I felt elegant, comfortable, and completely appropriate for the occasion. The psychological impact of wearing clothes that allow you to move freely cannot be overstated, especially as we navigate the physical changes that come with aging. When you're not constantly adjusting restrictive waistbands or worrying about whether you can sit comfortably, you can focus on more important things, like enjoying conversations, pursuing your interests, and living your life fully. Quality leggings also solve one of the biggest wardrobe challenges women over 50 face: the dreaded muffin top. The gentle compression and smooth lines of well-designed leggings eliminate that uncomfortable bulge that can happen with traditional trouser waistbands, creating a seamless line from waist to hem that's incredibly flattering under tunics, long sweaters, and flowing tops. When building your legging wardrobe, think beyond basic black. Deep navy, charcoal gray, and rich chocolate brown are equally versatile and often more flattering than stark black, which can sometimes wash out mature skin tones. Consider textured options like faux leather leggings for evening occasions, or subtle patterns that add visual interest without being too bold. The ankle jean awakening: discovering denim's grown-up side. Let's talk about jeans, shall we? If you've been avoiding denim because you think it's too young or too casual for your lifestyle, you're missing out on one of the most versatile and confidence-boosting pieces in any mature woman's wardrobe. The key is understanding that not all jeans are created equal, and the ankle-length cut is particularly magical for women over 50. Ankle jeans solve several styling challenges simultaneously. First, they eliminate the awkward bunching that happens when full-length jeans are too long, creating clean lines that make your legs look longer and leaner. Second, they showcase that part of your leg that looks great on everyone, your ankles, while providing coverage everywhere else. Third, they're incredibly versatile, working equally well for casual weekends and polished everyday occasions. The transformation in how I felt about myself in jeans happened gradually. For years, I had avoided them, believing they were inappropriate for a professional woman in her 50s. I associated denim with weekend yard work or running to the hardware store, utilitarian purposes only, but then I discovered the power of a well-fitted pair of dark wash ankle jeans, styled intentionally rather than carelessly. The first time I wore dark ankle jeans with a silk blouse, blazer, and heeled ankle boots to a client lunch, I was nervous. But the response was overwhelmingly positive. I looked polished and professional, but also approachable and modern. The jeans provided comfort for a long day, while the styling elevated them to an appropriate business casual level. Here's what I've learned about choosing jeans in our 50s and beyond. Fit is everything. And fit changes as our bodies change. The ultra-skinny jeans that might have worked in our 40s can look dated and uncomfortable now. Instead, look for straight leg or slightly tapered cuts that skim your body without clinging. High-waisted styles are particularly flattering because they define your waist and provide comfortable coverage without digging in. The fabric matters too. Look for jeans with a small percentage of elastane or spandex, just enough to provide comfort and movement without causing the dreaded stretching out that leaves you constantly pulling up saggy jeans. Avoid overly distressed styles or excessive hardware that can look like you're trying too hard to appear younger. I remember my friend Linda telling me about her jean epiphany. At 55, she had been wearing the same loose-fitting, shapeless jeans for weekend activities for nearly a decade. When her daughter convinced her to try on a pair of well-fitted ankle jeans in a dark wash, Linda was amazed at how different she looked. More put together, more confident, and paradoxically more comfortable than in her baggy old standby jeans. The styling possibilities with ankle jeans are endless. In cooler weather, they look sophisticated with cashmere sweaters, scarves, and ankle boots. In warmer months, they're perfect with flowing blouses, lightweight cardigans, and flat sandals or loafers. The key is treating them as you would any other trouser, with intention and attention to the overall look you're creating. The power boot phenomenon, standing tall in flat footwear. There's something undeniably empowering about slipping on a pair of knee-high boots. Even without heels, they transform your posture, your gait, and your entire presence. For women over 50, flat knee-high boots represent the perfect marriage of comfort and authority. They're professional enough for the workplace, stylish enough for social occasions, and comfortable enough for all-day wear. The psychological impact of wearing boots that make you feel powerful cannot be underestimated. There's a reason why the phrase, "pulling yourself up by your bootstraps," exists. Boots represent strength, durability, and readiness for whatever comes your way. When you put on a pair of well-made knee-high boots, you're not just getting dressed, you're armoring yourself for success. I discovered this firsthand during a particularly challenging period in my career. I was dealing with some difficult workplace dynamics and feeling less confident than usual. On a whim, I wore my black knee-high boots with a pencil skirt and turtleneck to an important meeting. The boots added height, structure, and a sense of gravitas to my entire presentation. I felt more authoritative, more grounded, and more capable of handling whatever the day would bring. The versatility of knee-high boots extends far beyond professional settings. They're equally at home with jeans for weekend activities, with dresses for dinner out, or with leggings for comfortable errands that still require you to look put together. The key is choosing boots that fit well through the calf. Too tight, and they'll be uncomfortable and unflattering. Too loose, and they'll slouch in an unflattering way. For women dealing with calf size changes that can occur as we age, many boot manufacturers now offer multiple calf circumferences in the same style. This attention to fit makes it possible for virtually every woman to find boots that work with her body, rather than forcing her body to work with poorly fitting boots. The color choice in knee-high boots can significantly impact their versatility. While black is classic and goes with everything, brown and cognac tones are warmer and more seasonal. Gray boots are surprisingly versatile and work beautifully with both warm and cool color palettes. For those feeling adventurous, burgundy or forest green boots can add sophisticated color to neutral outfits. The cropped trouser revolution, mastering the art of strategic skin. Cropped trousers might seem like a simple concept, but they represent a sophisticated understanding of proportion, balance, and the power of showing just the right amount of skin at the right place. For women over 50, cropped trousers offer a modern alternative to full-length pants that can sometimes look dated or overly conservative. The magic of cropped trousers lies in their ability to create vertical lines that elongate the figure while providing comfort and coverage where you want it most. The exposed ankle creates a visual break that draws the eye downward, making your legs appear longer and your overall silhouette more balanced. I was initially skeptical about cropped trousers, worrying that they would make me look shorter or that they weren't appropriate for professional settings. My resistance came from years of believing that full coverage was more professional and appropriate for mature women. But when I finally tried a pair of high-waisted cropped trousers in a beautiful navy wool blend, I was converted immediately. The fit was transformative. The high waist defined my midsection in the most flattering way, while the cropped length made my legs look miles long when paired with heeled ankle boots. For the office, I wore them with a silk blouse and blazer. The look was modern, sophisticated, and completely professional. For weekend brunches, I paired them with a soft cashmere sweater and flat loafers, comfortable but polished. The fabric choice in cropped trousers is crucial for achieving the right look. Avoid anything too clingy or too lightweight, which can look cheap or inappropriate. Instead, look for structured fabrics that drape well and maintain their shape throughout the day. Cotton twill, wool blends, and quality ponte knit all work beautifully for cropped styles. One of my favorite discoveries has been wearing cropped trousers in unexpected colors. While black and navy are certainly versatile, colors like deep emerald, warm camel, or sophisticated burgundy can elevate simple tops and create interesting outfit combinations. The cropped length makes bold colors more wearable because there's less visual weight than with full-length trousers. The seasonal versatility of cropped trousers is remarkable. In warmer months, they're perfect with sandals or loafers for a polished but comfortable look. In cooler weather, they work beautifully with ankle boots or even knee-high boots, creating interesting layered looks that are both practical and stylish. The ballet flat renaissance, embracing effortless femininity. Finally, let's celebrate the most enduringly feminine shoe in any woman's wardrobe, the ballet flat. These shoes represent everything we want our style to be at this stage of life: graceful, comfortable, elegant, and utterly confident in their simplicity. Ballet flats don't need to shout to be noticed. They whisper sophistication and let your overall look speak for itself. The modern ballet flat has evolved far beyond the basic canvas shoes of our youth. Today's versions come in luxurious materials like soft leather, rich suede, and even exotic textures. They feature improved arch support, cushioned insoles, and construction that provides all-day comfort without sacrificing style. What makes ballet flats particularly perfect for women over 50 is their inherent humility paired with quiet confidence. They're not trying to make you taller or change your natural proportions. Instead, they're enhancing your natural grace and allowing you to move through the world with ease and elegance. I think about my friend Patricia, who's 58 and works as a museum curator. Her job requires hours of walking on hard floors, but she needs to maintain a professional, polished appearance. For years, she's struggled with finding shoes that were both appropriate for her workplace and comfortable enough for her physical demands. When she discovered high-quality ballet flats, her work life was transformed. She could focus on her expertise and passion for art history, rather than constantly thinking about her aching feet. The styling possibilities with ballet flats are endless and surprisingly sophisticated. With flowing trousers and silk blouses, they create an effortlessly elegant look, perfect for dinner or cultural events. With midi skirts and cardigans, they're perfect for daytime activities or casual workplace environments. With jeans and button-down shirts, they provide that polished casual look that works for everything from grocery shopping to lunch with friends. The key to elevating ballet flats beyond casual wear is choosing pairs with interesting details and quality construction. Look for flats with subtle hardware, beautiful stitching, or rich textures that add visual interest. Patent leather flats can dress up simple outfits, while suede versions add warmth and sophistication to autumn looks. Real stories from real women, the confidence connection. Throughout this style journey, I've been privileged to witness the transformations of countless women who have embraced these comfortable, confident styling strategies. Let me share a few stories that illustrate the profound impact that appropriate, comfortable styling can have on how we feel about ourselves and how we navigate the world. Carol, a 54-year-old teacher from Ohio, was dreading her school's parent-teacher conference week because she knew she'd be on her feet for hours. In previous years, she'd worn what she thought were appropriate low heels and suffered through days of foot pain and distraction. This year, she tried knee-high flat boots with tailored ankle trousers and a beautiful cashmere sweater set. Not only was she comfortable throughout the long days, but she received more compliments on her professional appearance than ever before. More importantly, she was able to focus entirely on her interactions with parents and students rather than managing her discomfort. Janet, recently divorced at 56, was re-entering the dating world after 25 years of marriage. She felt completely lost about what was appropriate to wear for coffee dates and casual dinners. Her solution involved building a wardrobe around elegant leggings, beautiful tunics, and ballet flats or ankle boots. The comfortable base allowed her to feel confident and relaxed during potentially nerve-wracking social situations, and the sophisticated styling helped her feel attractive and age-appropriate. Margaret, a 59-year-old executive, was preparing for a major presentation to her company's board of directors. Instead of the traditional suit with uncomfortable heels she would have worn in the past, she chose cropped trousers, a silk blouse, a structured blazer, and her favorite loafers. The comfortable yet authoritative look helped her deliver her presentation with confidence, and she later credited her outfit choice with helping her feel grounded and authentic during a high-pressure situation. The science of comfort and confidence. What these women discovered, and what research in psychology and fashion confirms, is that there's a direct correlation between physical comfort and mental confidence. When we're not distracted by physical discomfort, pinching shoes, restrictive waistbands, or fabrics that require constant adjustment, we can focus our mental energy on what truly matters: our relationships, our work, our passions, and our joy. This is particularly important for women over 50 who are often juggling multiple responsibilities, caring for aging parents, supporting children or grandchildren, maintaining careers, and managing their health and wellness. The last thing we need is clothing that adds stress or discomfort to our already full lives. The fashion industry is slowly beginning to recognize this reality. More designers are creating lines specifically for mature women who prioritize comfort without sacrificing style. Brands are investing in research about how bodies change over time and what features make clothing work better for women over 50. Higher waistlines, more forgiving cuts, better support features, and easier care instructions. Building your confidence-based wardrobe. As you begin implementing these style strategies, remember that building a wardrobe that truly serves you is a process, not a destination. Start with 1 or 2 pieces that excite you and make you feel confident. Notice how different you feel when you're comfortable and well-dressed. Pay attention to the compliments you receive and how others respond to you. Investment pieces, those well-made items that will last for years, should be prioritized over trendy pieces that will quickly go out of style. A beautiful pair of leather loafers, high-quality leggings, or perfectly fitted ankle jeans will serve you better than a closet full of cheap, uncomfortable alternatives. Consider working with a stylist who understands the unique needs and preferences of mature women. Many personal shoppers now specialize in helping women over 50 develop signature styles that reflect their personalities, lifestyles, and bodies as they are now, not as they were 20 years ago. The takeaway: your style. Evolution continues. Here's what I want you to remember as you close this chapter on painful, restrictive fashion and open a new one focused on comfort, confidence, and authentic style. Your best fashion years are not behind you. They may just be beginning. At 50 and beyond, you have something that younger women don't: the wisdom to know what works for you, the confidence to ignore trends that don't serve you, and the life experience to understand that true style comes from feeling authentic and comfortable in your skin. You've earned the right to dress for yourself, not for anyone else's expectations or approval. The 6 strategies we've explored today, loafers and brogues, elegant leggings, ankle jeans, knee-high flat boots, crop trousers, and ballet flats are not just fashion tips. They're tools for reclaiming your confidence, expressing your personality, and moving through the world with grace and authenticity. Your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to try one new approach this week. Choose the strategy that excites you most or addresses your biggest current wardrobe challenge. Notice how you feel when you're dressed comfortably and appropriately. Pay attention to how others respond to your confidence and presence. Remember, style is not about following rules. It's about understanding what makes you feel most like yourself. At this stage of life, you have the privilege of dressing for your comfort, confidence, and joy. Embrace it. You've earned it. The most elegant women I know over 50 have one thing in common. They've stopped apologizing for taking up space and started celebrating the wisdom, experience, and beauty that comes with age. Your wardrobe should reflect that same confidence and self-assurance. So here's to comfortable shoes, confident choices, and the revolutionary idea that you can look stunning without suffering for it. Welcome to your style evolution. It's going to be beautiful.